Hello, everyone, and welcome to Learn a Trade. My name is Kevin Tate, and I'm glad to be here with you today. I just wanted to share a video, a little video of a repair that I did a few days ago. But unfortunately, I ran into some technical issues with my microphone, and the first part, um, I lost my mic on there, so I'm gonna I'm gonna attempt to walk you through the procedures on this job. The name of this broadcast, by the way, is the title is Wilbur Curtis Cappuccino Repair, um, or Wilbur Curtis Cappuccino Machine Repair. Um, I'm gonna see if I can walk you through it, the process in the first part of it, and then after that, that second half, I was able to get the mic to work. So the second half, it's just about a minute or so um, of content that I'm just finishing up on the repair and stuff like that. On this particular repair, though, um, I did not. I just want to let you know I did not stay to see the unit completely heat up, but it did completely heat up because the issue with this cappuccino machine was that it wasn't filling, and I'm going to go over that process of checking it out and then showing you what to look for and stuff. But with this particular cappuccino machine, it's a Wilbur Curtis brand, and this model has a 3.5 gallon tank. So the tank was just about completely empty, and once I got it to fill, I had to wait for it to heat up, and it takes hours for these to heat up. So I um I did I did confirm with the store that it did finish heating up, and they are able to use it and everything. So I'm just gonna share this screen with you, and then try to go through the process on everything that I did on this job. Hopefully it comes together. We'll see. There we go. Let's see. Hopefully that's big enough where you can make it out. Right there. There we go. All right. And again, this is Wilbur Curtis cappuccino machine repair, and it had a fill error on it. Right now, if you see right on the left side there, there's a flash. One is I'm walking up to show you the flashing light and counting the blinks on it, getting a little closer. One, two, three, four. So it's got four blinks to it. So like that's an error code. And then if you weren't familiar with the blinks, I'm gonna open up the front door on this unit, and then eventually get to show you. Um, Up on the inside of this door, there's a display case. So right there is a display case. The display screen. I mean, and as you can see, it says water fill error, and then it has a start of a phone number up there, 800 number. That number is possibly for the manufacturer, to go to the manufacturer, but they didn't load the number in there. which isn't a big thing because more than normally in these stores in these sites they're gonna call that put that service call in to a dispatcher, and then the dispatcher is gonna send out the call to the proper company, the proper contractor. So that's something. But I just wanted you to see that underneath that front door, the display screen, you will see it on the inside of that door, and that display screen will let you know what's going on. So this has a water fill error. Then we'll move on. So with it, it's not dispensing or anything. So I'm going around the back side of this unit, and right here I'm going to the water inlet line first, just to take a look at it, and I'm gonna end up disconnecting that line and then seeing if I'm getting a good water flow out of that line, because that's where it all starts. If there's water, if I get a good water flow out of that line, then that's letting me know that there's possibly an issue with the inlet valve. So the first place to start would be that water inlet line. Clamp off or shut off the water, and then disconnect your water inlet line, and then turn the water back on. Put your line in a bucket, turn the water back on, and then see if you got a good water flow coming out of there. Then next, I'm going over to this on-off switch. You see that on-off switch right there? That's the main power switch. So right now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn that off for a few seconds and then turn it back on, and that's going to reset the unit. And once that unit resets, what usually happens is it'll start filling. If there's no issues with this water inlet line over here, then the water will start filling. So right now I'm going to turn the power button back on, and then I'm going to go back around to the front and then see if I'm getting if it hot water tank. So I'm putting the front cover back down, getting the ladder, and then going up top. And then as you can see, right in there, you can see the water, a little bit of water right there. But I can see it's rising up, but it's rising up slow. Okay, so usually you can hear that valve open, and I didn't hear that valve open up um, as with any serious pressure. So that's telling me that there's an issue with the water flow. So the water flow is possibly low. See, and now the water is getting higher. It's getting higher up. And if you look like right in here, this is the water level probe. Okay, so you got your water level probe, and when the water hits that water level probe, that's going to stop the flow of water. That's going to shut off that inlet valve that you saw in the back. That's going to shut that valve down. But you can see that that water's rising, and now it touches the water level probe right here, and then the water flow stops. So I'm just going to pause right here because that water level probe is good. It did stop the water flow, but as I said, I had that water flow was very slow. Even when I took off the back water line, and then I and then I tested the water line to see if it had water coming out of it. It did have water coming out of it, but it was a very slow, a very weak flow. So what I did then was I had to go back and check out the water filters in the back room, and then I went in and checked the water filters. I didn't get any um, footage on what the filters were reading, but I did go back there, and the filters were reading below 40 psi. So these units, it usually takes these units at the least 55 psi um, to have a good flow. So what was happening was the filters are obviously, the water filters in the back are obviously clogged and they need to be replaced, but they're below 40 psi. So usually what you can do in this case in commercial service, these filter systems will have a bypass line. Okay, and that bypass valve will bypass the filters themselves. Okay, you don't usually you don't want to keep a system in bypass because the water is not getting filtered. So in this case, in order to get this machine up and running, I needed to have a better water pressure. So I went over and I changed I turned on the bypass valve, and that brought my pressure from below 40 psi to 60 psi, which is a indication that there's a water issue, that there's a water filter issue, there's a issue with their filters. And with this particular job, this particular account, I'm not the contractor for the filters. So I only take care of the equipment, but I no longer take care of the filters on the site. So um, I had to let them know so that they can inform their contractor that they need their filters replaced. But at this point, I just went ahead, put the filters in bypass, which you can do. You know, it's fine for temporary fix. The unit's going to run fine, but they will need to make sure that those filters get replaced because that's going to affect a lot of other stuff. So then right here, I'm just going back. Since I got the tank to fill, I'm going to go back and put the front cover on and put it in place. So now I have that cover on, and now I'm just screwing the top cover down onto the tank. And just to let you know, on these Wilbur Curtis models, when the water touches that temp sensor that you saw, once the water touches that temp sensor, the unit automatically starts heating. So that's a way that, just so that you know, the those systems, when the water touches the water level probe, it will start heating automatically. Let me just stop it here. These valves, you might have noticed right down here, right along the front of the hot water tank. These valves right here are your solenoid valves. So these allow water, these open and close. They open up when someone presses like a cappuccino, if they want hot chocolate or cappuccino, whatever flavor they choose. Excuse me. Whatever flavor they choose, they're going to choose that flavor, and then when they press the button, whichever one it is, there's six flavors on this machine. So whichever one it is, there's six of these solenoid valves down here, and these control the water that comes out, that dispenses out of the machine when the people are um, getting a certain flavor of cappuccino. Okay, so these are your solenoid valves, just to make you aware of that. Let me show you one more thing. I'm not sure if you can tell, but I just picked up on it just now. Right up here, these are the hoppers. These are the hoppers where the powder for the different cappuccino flavors go in. These hoppers, they're different sizes. This one is the usually the hot chocolate because that's the most popular, and that gets the bigger hopper. And these hoppers in the middle are usually um, medium size. But I just noticed that the top covers, these are the top covers right here, and you see that little tip right there. See that little tip? That little tip piece that's touching the back of the frame, that should actually be facing front towards the front. That shouldn't be facing towards the back. I just noticed that. I mean, it's not a major thing, but it could be. But just to make you aware of it, sometimes you'll get a call where they'll say that there's no product coming out of their cappuccino machine, and you'll go in and the hopper will be in place, but they'll have the lid on backwards. And when this happens, that little tip right there, that prevents the whole hopper from fitting, from seating in properly. So it doesn't seat in properly. And the the staff, they may not notice it, but they think that it's in place, but it's not. So um, it's not churning. The motor is not really turning anything inside the hopper because it's not fully connected. It's not fully seated in. That lid needs to be turned around. So that's something that if they haven't caught that, that might be a call that comes in the near future, and then that will have to be fixed. You know, just the lid will have to be switched around to face the front. But I just wanted to show you that I just noticed it. Yeah, you can see it a little better there. See the tips just on this one here is facing the right way. So this one here looks like it's facing the right way. And then it looks like on that far one, that hopper, they don't have anything on it. But here I went ahead and put the new cover on. Has two screws that hold it in. I got that back in place. And during this during this time, this unit is still heating. And like I said, it's a 3.5 gallon water tank. So if you ever are on site and you have one of these that needs to be reheated or something like that, just remember that it takes hours for those to heat up. I would say close to an hour and a half, 2 hours sometimes, for those to heat up properly. And as you can see, there's no more flashing green light. Um, when this does heat up fully, this light will be a solid green light, and that's letting the customer know that it's ready to dispense. So when that light's not on, it won't dispense at all. Or when that light is flashing, it won't dispense at all like it was doing earlier. But now it's not flashing because it's in the heat mode, so it's going to heat all the way up, and then they got a solid green light right here, and that's letting them know that they're ready. It's ready to dispense. I'm just opening it back up just to show you what that display is saying now. See, right now it's saying heating. Okay, it's saying heating. Um, this is the this is the model number right here. Um, this tank is 3.5 gallons, and it's just letting you know that it's heating right now. So this the thing I like about these units is that it does let you know everything that's going on with it. Um, it is a little difficult to work with at first, just to getting used to going into this menu and stuff. Maybe sometime in the future I will go over, do a video on going into the menu for these and calibrating them and setting them and stuff like that. So right here, I'm just showing you the hopper and the hoppers, and they're all in place. The nozzles are all in place and they're ready to go. Right here, they all have the same thing. It's whipper chamber. Your whipper chambers right here. Your this is your whipper chamber area. Your nozzles. You have your front funnels for each of the hoppers. Okay, and then a lot of times this section right here will be called your mixing chamber because it has a inside of this piece right here. There's a blade. There's like a plastic whipping blade that whips around when the product drops in to the mixing chamber, and then it drops down. The water shoots in through here also, and it mixes. Then it drops down, and then right in here, this mixing chamber, the whipper whips around, and then that's what creates the foaminess of the cappuccino. You know how you get that froth on the top of the cappuccino? That's what creates that, is that whipping blade that's inside there. So just wanted to point that out to you. And right now, this is the section that I was able to get my mic back on. So I'm just gonna go ahead and let it finish up here. Um, this was a short video just to give you guys a little information on these Wilbur Curtis machines. I haven't done a video on the Wilbur Curtis model yet, but this is a good one for you to kind of get familiar with Wilbur Curtis products too. So I thank you guys again. I'm gonna let this finish up, and then we'll see you at the next site. Okay, so this unit is still heating. Um, as you can see right there, it's still heating up, but the unit is operational once it finishes heating. Like I said, this one has a 3.5 gallon tank, so it takes it a while to heat up. And right now call volume is up pretty high, so I have to get going to another site. But this unit should be all set, and they'll end up having to get their filters replaced and taken out a bypass. But I wanted you to see this. I wanted to share it with you, and hopefully you got something out of this. And I will see you at the next. Take care.